Samir Kochhar, welcome to CNN News 18.
Thank you for having me. Good to see you.
Thank you, Samir. Samir, your new series, Hustlers,
Yeah,
which is winning the hearts right now of the audience. It's streaming on Amazon Mini TV currently. You are playing the role of Mihir, who's a CEO of a company.
yeah.
So, how has been the feedback, and how happy are you with the feedback?
Well, tremendously happy. I mean, when I took on the show on a script level, one felt that it's a show that's quite gripping. It's made for the young adults of today, and it's all about people with ideas, people who have concepts, and people who want to make it big. It's about people who dream, who aspire to become, big and rich and famous with making their ideas, become into reality. So it was an interesting script, and we shot it, quite extensively, and we had a limited number of days to shoot it. But when you see the end result, I think Harsh, our director, has done a fabulous job. He's put it together really well. I think a lot of people have really enjoyed it thoroughly and getting a tremendous feedback for it. And I think it's a good feeling when you put in a lot of your work and effort into something that's that you believe in, and it comes out nice. I think it's nice to have that being appreciated. So yeah, very happy.
So then, what appealed to you most about your character Mihir when you was offered this show?
Well, when I read the script, I basically really enjoyed Harsh's vision about the show primarily. Um, he was quite he wanted to be quite factual about how the startup started in India in 2010, and who were the early sharks, early movers at that point. So he wanted to play that period truest to its point. And when he told me about Mihir Jain, it was fascinating for me to learn that that time there was a guy who was an early riser in the world of startups. He was a guy who could sense that which he would put his money on a person more than an idea, and how he was very sharky in nature to go and get that person and get the idea and develop a business and make that into like a huge enterprise for himself. So just with his vision, I think, just with the fact that the script read so well, it was some very interesting scenes about a back and forth about him challenging this kid at every level, putting him through tests, making sure that he's equipped and qualified to be able to make his business, his dream into reality, and then being that taskmaster, and somewhere being challenged himself. So it was an interesting part to play. I really enjoyed it. It was nice to shoot those office scenes, and just the whole tonality of the show as well. I really enjoyed that. It was pretty straightforward. We got so many of these crime drama, suspense thrillers being made nowadays. It was nice to just have a straight, clean cut show, which is about aspirations, which is about wanting to dream big and move forward. So kept it very simple. Actually, it was Harsh telling me what he wanted of the character. It was about going back into that time and thinking about, yes, today we have so many of these startups, we have so many of these multiple companies that people are investing in that have done so well. But it was an interesting time when this whole began in India. So yeah.
Did you have any doubts or apprehensions about the character? Because it's not a lead, you're not protagonist of the show.
I don't look at my acting journey as that. I am not somebody who's concerned about stuff like that. If I like something, if I'm interested, if my acting abilities are challenged somewhere, I give in my whole and soul. And I don't think in today's day and age one should, at least personally for me, I don't really think about volume. I think about quality over that. So I really enjoyed the fact that it was an impactful role. It was there for building up the whole show, and it was nice to do. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. And also for me, once I give in to something, saying that, okay, I'm doing something, then I'm all in. So it's not something that I will back away from. I say no to a lot of stuff as well. But when you're convinced about a story, when you're convinced about a character, you're convinced about the director and the platform, then you just roll with it. Yeah, I don't think there's any small role, any big role. I think there's an impactful role, which is what I enjoy doing.
This show is available on Amazon Mini TV.
Yeah.
You are an actor who's been acting for over 20 years now.
Mhm.
Which stories or shows do you think which are more suitable for a platform like Amazon Mini TV to say another formats?
I think it's a new world we're in this OTT world where we all have these multiple different platforms. Just thinking about when I came to Bombay in 2002, 2003, we all wanted to be on the big screen. Then TV was another alternate, and now people are watching us on cell phones. So I think the world is changing, and OTT has made it very accessible for a lot of people to tell their stories, and to a lot of actors, a lot of directors, a lot of media people to get a lot of work. So I'm all for it. I think the thinking behind Amazon Mini TV also is a lot for young adults. Stories for people between the age group of 18 to 30, 35, maybe 40. Just about aspirational stories about following your dream, and about just urban adults, rural adults. It's I think it's basically a youth-based kind of a platform, is what they're designed it towards, from what I've been told. So I think all stories that fit into that scheme of things would be something that would be playable on the platform.
The show actually talks about the importance of trusting your gut and never giving up. Do you think, as an actor, is that how you also making your career choices as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, my parents were convinced about the fact when I was very young that I should be able to pursue my dream of being in the performing arts, and come to Mumbai, leave Delhi, and come here. And they had belief and faith in me. So I can only say that if they had it, for me, it worked very well, that I could continue doing it. And of course, you need to have that self-belief more than anything else. You need to know that there are good days, there are bad days. It's probably, I think in terms of professions in the world, if you're really passionate about something that you do, then it doesn't become work. It becomes a joy. Obviously, there are highs and lows that come along with it. But once you enjoy doing what you do, I think there's no turning back from it. So it's a hard profession. It's a tough profession. It's got good days. It's got great days. It's got, skyrocketing days, but the days of doing nothing as well. I think it's how you pace yourself. It's how you keep yourself relevant. It's how you pick the right projects. It's also how you wait for the right projects. And once you wait and you get them, it's about giving it all to make sure that you perform to the best of your abilities, and you go with the vision of the director. So yeah, gut instinct is an integral part about what you do, because there are so many things being made, and what do you choose, what do you not choose, what will work for you, what will not work for you. But I think it's an individual choice, and one should not say yes to everything. One should choose and pick and say, this is something I feel good about, this is something that I'm convinced about, and then go and take that leap of faith.
Now, you've been collaborating with some of the very big and talented directors, like from Anurag Kashyap to Anvita Dutt, to shows like For More Shots you're acting in. How often do you reach out to these filmmakers?
um I don't reach out to them as much. I know them. I think whenever I've met with them on set, especially, we've had a great camaraderie. So Joy Ghosh I work with as well on typewriter, and I have tremendous respect and regard to them. I think that over the years, there are a lot of people who I've worked with who have become friends, and more than just people who I work with. I like to maintain my friendships with people, and I'm also a real guy. I don't know how to. I think everybody knows that you want work, and everybody knows that people are doing stuff that you'd want to work in. So I think it's a process. I don't really reach out to them as much. Whoever I'm friends with, from Vikramaditya Motwani and other people, we're in touch over the phone. Our kids go to the same school or used to. So it's that. I think more importantly, one is I think the process of casting has become very streamlined to now casting directors, and people, and they have been given and assigned this job of hiring the right talent for the shows. So I think that if people were to reach out to casting directors, that's actually better, and to keep you in mind for them if they're casting for something, rather than the directors themselves, because I think they're now working on the stories and there's so much happening. So yeah, I mean, whoever I know, I reach out and I say hi, hello once in a while, but I don't do it with the intention of saying, "Yeah, I'm calling you up, please give me work." It's always understood.
So then, how Sacred Games happened?
Mukesh Chabra is somebody I know for many years. He walked up. We've known each other when he was starting off. I was starting off. He's a great chap. He's doing so well for himself. He, in fact, was instrumental. I remember they auditioned for it, and I was called as well. And I was, I told him that, listen, I know it's an ensemble cast, but I said this, there might not be much for me to do in this, but he said, listen, it's a great show. You've got to be convinced about the directors who are making it. It's one of the first of its kind on Netflix in terms of Indian content being made. And he's saying sometimes it's good to be part of things. And he said, go with what I'm saying. So he convinced me, and I had no problems doing it. It was great fun to work with all those wonderful actors, and with Vikram, with Neeraj Devan, with everybody else who was on the show itself, working with Saif Ali Khan and the entire star cast. It was fantastic. So yeah, I remember testing for it, and then it finally reached a place where they really wanted me to do the part. As I'm saying, that the show was very layered, and there were different kinds of, because of the book is different, and they had like different kinds of sub stories that were made, and there was more for me to do, and there was at times less for me to do. But I think at the end of the day, I mean, I got what I got. Obviously, you're greedy for more, but I was happy with being part of the show.
And finally, according to IMDb, you have worked in 28 films/series.
Wow, have I?
And that's not much in a career which is over 2 decades long.
Yeah.
Are you very selective about the films that you want to be part of or the series?
Yeah, so to be very honest, when I started off, and see, I come from a family of doctors and PhDs, and from the professional space of work, and I'm the only guy in the family who's made it to Mumbai. So when I came out here, initially I didn't know how things happen, because I only heard stories. And when I came out here for a film, it was I kind of just I started realizing that there's stuff that I don't want to do, and then also a lot of because I do a lot of hosting as well. So the IPL came into my life, and there was a lot of the hosting gigs, from Survivor to many other shows I was hosting.
Yeah.
And I guess very fortunate to juggle in both the worlds. But I think for a lot of people, it didn't click for them maybe at that time when I was doing the IPL, that this guy primarily is in the world of sport, and is not somebody who is acting. But I came here to act. So I think maybe some have been choice, some have been not finding the right role, some have been just fate, destiny. I still and I have no, and I've had a very happy time doing whatever I've done. I've been very lucky that I can dabble in both worlds of sport, presentation, anchoring, and of course act as well.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that number 28 hits 40 in the next 4 years, and you never know.
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time, and hope you do a lot more series and films now.
Thank you. I have one more coming up, actually. It's called Moonwalk. It's on Voot. There you'll see me in a very interesting part of being totally away from my DNA and the grains of my personality. And it's a badass show. It's a crazy show. So I'm looking forward to that coming out sometime, I think, in a few months as well.
Well, looking forward to Moonwalk and many more. Thank you so much for your time, Samir, and best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Murad. Thank you.